If you have been watching this channel for the past month, you'll see that I have invested a lot of time working through the Lovable platform, basically a vibe coding platform where you prompt your way to building web applications, typically written in TypeScript using Vite. It uses like You have the option to connect to Supabase. It's very quick integration, all this good stuff, right? I started exploring this platform based off the recommendation of one of my friends, a wave nerd, and I have to say I am very, very impressed with it. As someone who has been in tech for the past 20 years, as a senior software quality engineer, I've been testing applications for the past 16 years, right? So I've seen a lot of great applications, and I've seen a lot of crappy built applications in my time in my tenure. And what I see a lot of people, they'll say, "Oh, Lovable is a great platform for getting a quick UI made, and then they take it from there to do whatever it is that they want." I have built really complex apps that are in the process through the Lovable platform, and a big thing that I noticed is the more technically inclined that you are, you may not be an expert in all the ins and outs of coding, and all the little tips and tricks to have the best code ever. However, if you are familiar with the concepts, the precepts, the right strategy, proper testing techniques, security measures on database and stuff like that, you can prompt your way as well as direct these vibe coding platforms to building high productive applications. With that being said, because I'm still working through getting a few of them launched, and the time from inception to completion is exponentially faster, where you could be working, to just get an MVP out with very minimal features. You can get a really, really strong MVP out and then go from there. Now, the thing is, there's a lot of different practices that are necessary to make sure that your application is safe, secure, and reliable. Very, very, very important things to consider. But, but on today's episode of the Bug Bite, I want to talk about Lovable's the amount of money that Lovable is raising, and the valuation that they are headed towards. All right, it's crazy. So, welcome to another episode of the Bug Bite, hosted by your truly Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win, or as my friends like to say, I do my very, very best to annoy you to success.
Bruh.
You know how we do. You know how we do. So, what we're going to do, we're going to jump over into this article talking about, because guess what? I love the platform, but I'm also interested in the money that they're raising, that they're going to be valued at, because what happens if we spend all this time building these really, really cool applications, but the company is going under, and then, like, now we don't have that platform. We have, so it is important to know how a company that you're using is doing, because you could love the company, you could do great work on it, but they're not profitable and they're not going to be around, and now you have lost out. So let's get into to make sure if one of the companies that support our token addiction is going to, how they're doing. I want to make sure that they're taken care of, that they're doing good, because I gotta get my hit. It is what it
You're
is.
such a nerd.
I am a nerd. And let's get to it. And it is titled "Lovable on Track to Raise 150 million at $20 billion valuation." Get it? What in the world? So, this article was written to us by Julie Bort on Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025. So let's read what's going on. This is a picture of the Lovable team. I think Lovable is based out of Sweden. They're a Swedish company. And basically, let me give you a quick recap of how they work. On their plans, you'll sign up for whatever tier that you want, and based off how much, like the plan that you sign up for, you have a certain amount of credits. And each credit you can, like, you prompt it and you tell it, I want to create this, and then it's going to come up with a prototype for you. Nothing's going to be functional yet, and then you can start saying, okay, now I want this to work, and then you can just guide it to how you want it to work. That is, they just introduced this new mode called agent mode, where it's supposed to be more reliable, more faster. If you have a, like, without a paid account, they will give you 5 credits per day, up to 30 credits for the month. Or if you have a paid account, whatever your credits are, they also give you an additional 5 credits per day. So you are able to do a lot. Like, honestly, let's say you get an account that has 100 credits, and then it's 30 days in a month. They give you 5 credits per day. So that's 100. So you technically have about 250 credits per day. It's intense. It is intense. So, for a nerd like me, that is like Christmas every single day.
You're such a nerd.
That's how it is. Like, for me, it's Christmas every single day, and it keeps me coming back. It keeps me coming back to feed my addiction. All right, so let's read. Lovable, one of the darlings of the vibe coding world and one of Europe's fastest growing AI startups, is working on raising a fresh round of over $150 million at a near $2 billion valuation.
Money. Hey.
That is a lot. All right, it says the raise and giant step up in valuation comes just months after the Swedish startup raised a $15 million round led by Credium in February. The companies described that round to TechCrunch as pre-series, but as pre-series A, but with numbers this large, it's safe to say that Lovable has jumped from seed round to price growth rounds, whatever the serial alphabetic label should be. Acel is said to be leading this new raise with Creendom, okay, and others like 20 VC participating. While the company is technically 2 years old, founded in 2023, it released its web app building product in late November. So that's one of the things about Lovable. They are a web building platform, so they build web applications. They also make it responsive. So and sometimes, like, based on what you're trying to design, it doesn't necessarily look responsive. So then you will have to go and prompt it to make it responsive. So one of the things that I had to do, I was building this application, and it had the navigation in a particular way. So when I looked at it on mobile, it was all out of whack. So I said, hey, I need you to make the navigation, and this is using my background in tech and software development and software testing, web applications, web automation. I said, I need you to make the navigation to be mobile responsive. So let's say the browser gets resized to a particular level, then I need you to change the navigation menu into one of those hamburger menus where it expands somehow. So now when you click on it, from the bottom, it started from the bottom. Now it expands, and now you have the menu where you can like continue navigating. So it is solely a web-based application. However, I was talking to somebody I was commenting on Reddit the other day, and someone had said, "Oh, check out this app that and it was in the Lovable subreddit." And they said, "Oh, check out this app that I created, yada yada yada." But I'm like this. But I asked them, like, this is an iOS app that you have here. Were you able to do this on Lovable? Because I know that they're typically web based. And the person said, "Well, actually, I just had Lovable create the UI, and then he took the UI and implemented it into a web based or into a mobile based application." I was like, "Oh wow, that is fascinating," because if you can get a nice looking and I'll detail how I'll do this in another video, but you can take that layout, right, and you can say, okay, use another vibe coding platform where you say, okay, I want to take this layout that I have created, that is web based, and I want to turn that into a mobile application and let the mobile an application that can do, or a vibe coding platform that can do mobile applications, go ahead and run with that. So many so just another way that I see people using Lovable. Let's see. So it says in May, Lovable CEO Anton Osika tweeted that Lovable hit 50 million in ARR in 6 months. It says Lovable, like competitors Replit and Bolt, built entire web apps from an initial text prompt, including a user interface front end, often via a popular UX coding tool, React, and connected to a database like Supabase. Just like I was saying earlier, some users say it's affordable, starting at $25 a month for 250 credits. Like I was saying, and let me. This is not accurate, right? The way that they're like, it is 250 credits a month, but well, all right. Let me dial it back. It is accurate. It is 250 credits a month. The way that they market it though, it's 100 credits a month at $25. However, on a daily basis, Lovable does give you 5 credits. However, here's where people can fumble the credits. They can fumble their tokens. The 5 credits per the it so it can be 250 credits, right? If you use it every single day. However, it's 25 as of right now. It's $25 for 100 credits, right? Now, the 5 credits they give you per day times 30 makes 150, right? Now you would add that to your 100, that makes 250. But if you do not use those 5 credits in a day, you use it, or you lose it.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So basically, it could be just a flat out 100. It could be 105. It could be 150. It just depends on how much you use those, and they have you use those 5 credits first. When the re-up happens, when the re-up man shows up, they have you use those credits first, but then you can go and you can continue. Like, so once you use those 5 credits, then you can use your own, then you start using your own credits. But if you do not use your credits by the time the re-up happens, then you lose it. So it can easily be less credits than 250, right? So the 250 it's if you were to use it, if you were to use your 5 credits completely every single day, which I do my best to. Sometimes I fumble, and I am so ashamed of myself.
I hate it here. I want to go home.
It is tough. It is tough for a token fiend when you fumble a token. It's like seeing your tokens flushed down the toilet. It's true. It's true. It says one Reddit user documented an app with 29,000 lines of code and dozens of functions built for $250. I can attest to that. That is totally facts. I do like the fact that Lovable as well. If you know anything about software engineering, refactoring your code is very useful and necessary in order to maintain it. So Lovable will say, you know what, this file in your code base is getting really big. Do you want to refactor? I'll be making a video on how to properly manage your token addiction, and when is the right time to refactor, when is the right time to add new features, when it, like, because if you are messy with it, then a lot of it's things are going to break very easily. And that's why it's important, even like when you are humanly coding applications, to always make sure that you're refactoring. So I have a bunch of strategies that I'm implementing in order to make so basically the way that I'm approaching this Lovable is treating it just like building a regular software. But being that I do not have a physical software engineer, I'm still going to implement all the features, all the things that they should do with the unit test. So I'm going to, if I have to get another platform like Devin to write my unit test for me, and then maybe I'll end up fixing some of those unit tests just to make sure that the application is secure, right? It says, so on Monday, Lovable announced that it was releasing a beta version of an AI agent that could automate more tasks like editing code after reading project files or debugging. Lovable will charge on a usage-based model. That's what I was talking about earlier. They have the AI agent mode. The more the agent is asked to do, the more credits it will charge. So it depends. See, I'm not sure yet if this agent mode is more expensive or less expensive because I have seen that like not using the agent mode, it like Lovable will make a bunch of errors and you can end up wasting tokens. You can end up wasting credits. But I have seen that when you're using the agent mode, it's like it can be pretty pricey. So I'm not really sure. Since while this may increase fees for users if they turn over their app management to the agent, this pricing model is shaping up to be the default business model for agents. Yep. This is because the AI startups themselves have to pay variable fees to model providers like OpenAI or Anthropic. All this to say, such business model strategies would make investors happy. Acel, 20VC, and Lovable did not respond to a request for comment. And that's it. There we have it. That is our story about Lovable. So let's go back to full screen. And I'll say this. I am really, really appreciating seeing a lot of the different ideas come to fruition and some ideas that I never even had, but hearing some different pain points that people would have, some different ideas, I'll say, oh, let's just build it. And I go and if I was not, which it's kind of tough, right? I am a token fiend, but I'm also a token hoarder. Like I don't like to. So basically, what I would do is I would, in order to like preserve my tokens, so that I can go into the Tech Coach Off Patreon and vibe code with my friends in the Patreon and have them come up on a Saturday, and I'm just working through showing how I think through building out these applications through these platforms and answering questions, having a grand old time, giving advice, getting insight. I try to do that like twice a month, every other Saturday. Check out ticklecheck.dev if you want to participate. But what I'll do is I will make sure it is a duty, a requirement that I have on myself to use my 5 credits per day. The other day I missed it and I was devastated. I FOMO'd like 3 or 4 tokens. I was like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Hello, my name is Tickle Trough and I have a problem. I am a token fiend. Yep, I am. I am.
You're such a nerd.
I know, I am. But it's all good. It is all good because I love it. I am happy with me. So the way that I see it, they addict you, but they addict you in a good way to be productive. And the amount of work that I have done, and consistently in the past 30 days, I am amazed. I am impressed. And I support the platform. I see a lot of times already people are complaining about oh, it does this and it does that. And to me, honestly, I think it's because they don't know software engineering, they don't understand tech, and they just want magic to be done. And Lovable is not magic. Lovable is a tool that can help facilitate. So the more that you know, the more that you're technically inclined, the more that you are able to do. All right. So that's my insight on it. I think this is great. I think that a lot of these platforms are the future, and as I've said in a candid conversation, if software engineers start to embrace these platforms, they are going to exponentially increase their productivity by 10x, 20x, who knows, and so they'll be able to do more for themselves. I mean, for whatever company they're working for, but also for themselves. They can work for a company and offer services to people who typically would not be able to afford their services, and they can run it up from there. All right. But that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I am happy for Lovable. I am happy to be using Lovable and being on their platform. And if you want to try Lovable, I have a link inside of the description that I have a link to the different tools that I use, so you can try it out. like I said, with the free account, they'll give you 5 tokens per day for up to 30 tokens per month. I have seen some people create some really cool apps with 30 tokens. Right? Shout out to my guy Junior. He was on one of the meetups that we had over the weekend, and I said go ahead and sign up, do what I'm doing, and he went and signed up. He created his own application and he connected this to Supabase, and it actually has functionality and stuff like that. So whenever I see the things that I'm talking about that people actually put them into place, I just get so excited knowing that the work that we're doing is adding value to the lives of people. All right. But I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Friday and a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I cannot wait to get back live with you guys next week. Been out this week. I suppose, I mean, did I go live? I don't know because I'm not supposed to be live this week. I am speaking from the past right now. I am speaking from the past in the future, or in the future from whatever. Leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
Hey, a wise guy, eh?
Yeah, they're all wise guys. All right. So do me a favor on your way out, if you have not done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. As well, go to techcoachralph.dev. Sign up today. Come and vibe code with me. Come and join me for my sprint reviews. Watch what we're working on. Ask me questions. Interact with me. We have a chat in the Patreon, and that's how I speak to the free members, where they're asking me for insight. Like, I want to do this. I'm like, oh no, you send me your link. Let me take a look. Like, if you sign up for the Tech Coach Drop Patreon, there's a chat feature in there where we can go back and forth. I'll talk to anybody. Signed up for a tiered account, you can message me personally and we can have a conversation. And if you want to get coaching, I purposely closed the coaching, so people just can't sign up for the coaching tier automatically, right? So I have that closed. We have to have a conversation first. I have to vet you. I have to interview you so I can see if you would be a good fit, because time is money. And according to the time cost calculator, I need to protect and preserve my time. So check out techcoachralph.dev, sign up today, and let's run it up together. Merch.techcoachralph.dev. This really, really cool nerdy by nature shirt, and this token fiend hat that I absolutely love because I am a token fiend. All right, it's true. I am a token fiend. All that good stuff. Check out the Captivity album released on last Friday on 4th of July. It is freaking awesome. I love it, love it, love it.
Freaking awesome.
It is. But with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. You guys enjoy. Have a great weekend. Tech Coach Ralph. We are out.
Free like the wind, no leash on my fire. Chasing my goals, fueled by desire. Cut through the schemes, dodged every liar. Working for me, lifting myself higher. Free like the wind, no leash on my fire. Chasing my goals, fueled by desire. Cut through the schemes, dodged every liar. Working for me, lifting myself higher.
Cut the ties, scissors in my hands, snip the strings. Marionette no more, I dance for my own wings. They set traps, but I'm dodging all their schemes. Tunnel vision sharp, chasing all my dreams.
Solo moves that can box me in cages. Wrote my own books, skip through their pages. Blueprint dreams building high with no wages. Stacking my wins, life flipping through stages. I'm so free, no chains on my feet.
No chains.
Build my own path, paved it in concrete.
It's paved.
I work for me,
Just for me.
Don't clock in for their greed.
No.
Self-made, self-fed, I'm all that I need.
I did it. They whisper lies, try to pull me in their storm, but I'm weatherproof, dressed in my own form. Goals in my sight, sharp as a hawk eyes. The nonsense fades, lost in my skies.
Said I couldn't do it, now they watch in awe. Build my empire brick by brick, no flaw. Their schemes crumble, dust under my stride. I rise higher, no limits on this ride. I'm so free, no chains on my feet.
No chains.
Built my own path, paved it in concrete. I work for me,
Just for me.
don't clock in for their greed.
No.
Self-made, self-fed, I'm all that I need.
I did it. Blueprints drawn from the ink of my will. No shortcuts here, just grinding uphill. Desires flame bright, can't dim my fire. A phoenix soaring higher and higher.
I'm so free, no chains on my feet.
No chains.
Built my own path, paved it in concrete.
It's paved.
I work for me,
Just for Demons chatter, static on my line. Tunnel vision sharp, I'm chasing what's mine. They want my time, I keep it confined. Locked in the ground, let my essence shine.
I'm so free,
So free.
no chains on my feet.
No chains.
Built my own path,
Own path.
paved it in concrete.
It's paved.
I work for me,
Just for me.
Don't clock in for their greed.
No.
Self-made, self-fed, I'm all that I need.
I did it. Free like the wind, no leash on my fire. Not my fire. Chasing my goals, fueled by desire. Cut through the schemes, dodged every liar. I'm working for me, just for me. Lifting myself higher.
Highest levels.